What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and show where I, Graham G. Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the March 20th, 2023 edition of Raw Talk. Jackie Redmond, Matt Camp in the studio, breaking down what I thought was an overall average episode of Raw. Not a great show. Helping it on delay, or watching it on delay did help, personally. Just because I feel like if I watched the show live, I would have been very bored. It was not a bad show. And there were some successful progression of WrestleMania storylines and whatnot. But beyond like the closing segment, the opening segment I liked as well, wasn't a whole lot to get excited about. I enjoyed last week. I was there last week, enjoyed the show. This week, not as strong. Probably the weakest episode in a few weeks, but still solid stuff on the whole. So to open up the episode here, they discuss the bloodline and what's going on with Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, the Usos, blah, 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 Solo Sikoa. Before randomly recapping Ricochet versus Gable, which was a great match, but had nothing to do with anything major that happened on the show. But still, good stuff, though. Not going to complain about reliving the final few minutes of that one. So we see Ricochet beat Gable. Braun Strowman is interviewed backstage afterward by Byron Saxton, and Braun tells Byron that coming off that win, he and Ricochet have momentum heading into the men's WrestleMania Showcase match. And yes, they just announced the teams that are in the match, which is fine by me. But why would you announce the teams for the teams for the men's, but then have the women qualify? Or at least that's what we were told on SmackDown. Maybe they'll announce the rest of the teams for the women's without having the rest to qualify, which makes no fucking sense. But whatever. He basically tells his opponents to be ready come WrestleMania. And that was about it. I don't know why Ricochet wasn't here to accompany Strowman for the promo, considering Ricochet won the match, but whatever. Matt Camp mentions that Strowman is a former tag team champion at WrestleMania, having won the Raw tag team titles with with Nicholas. I mean, they're not winning the tag team titles of Mania this year. The titles aren't even on the line. There's nothing at stake, right, as of now, which is random, which is so dumb. But anyway, so it was 5 years ago, believe it or not, that Strowman won the tag titles with Nicholas, the 10-year-old. The son, I believe, of WWE referee John Cone. He's a couple of years away from being 18 years old. Maybe he'll come back and chase off Ricochet and attempt to get those belts back with Braun Strowman. Who knows? I would like that moment to be better off forgotten, because that was such a waste of the ultra hot Braun Strowman that year, and a complete burial, by the way, of the tag team titles. But nonetheless. Matt Camp also mentions that Otis can be both a model and a wrestler if he would like. He doesn't have to choose between the Maximum Male Models and Chad Gable if he doesn't want to. They replay the Bianca Belair and Asuka tag team win over Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Matt Camp says that Asuka sent a message to Belair with her post-match attack on the champion. They replay the Dominic Mysterio promo addressing Rey Mysterio and hyping up his appearance on SmackDown, mentioning he's bringing the family with him. Now, I don't know about Aaliyah, but he said that the mom, Angie, will be there. And maybe he'll force Angie to accept on Rey's behalf for the WrestleMania match. Who knows? Matt Camp says that he continues to go lower and lower, does Dominic. And he's not going to stop until he gets that Mania match. They recap the Rhea Ripley win over Bayley. Good match, heel versus heel dynamic, so the crowd didn't really have any incentive to care, but it was a well-worked match, as you would expect from those two, for the most part. Damian Priest backstage in the interview with Judgment Day and Byron Saxton. Damian Priest says the Balor's not there because he's out busy preparing for the Hell in a Cell match. We heard that Edge promo on the show as well, talking about how he's bringing his own demons, or he's bringing the devil with him or whatever, so we'll see what that means exactly. Dominic says he destroyed Johnny Gargano on Raw with his win over Johnny, and he will beat an answer out of Rey if need be come SmackDown on Friday. Rhea reiterates that she beat a 4-horsewoman, and she's going to do the same to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania and take that SmackDown Women's Championship. Matt Camp says this is a new Rhea Ripley. It's a different Rhea Ripley than from 3 years ago, and even when she beat Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship in her second Mania match the following year, 2 years ago. This is an all-new Ripley, and beating Flair will put her on a different level, says Matt Camp. We hear from Rick Boogs and Elias backstage with Byron Saxton. Rick Boogs says that he has 60 pages of notes from learning from Elias. Elias says you got to forget all that. It's all about connecting with the audience. And I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about, because Elias hasn't exactly connected with an audience in quite a while, but I understand his point, I guess. Before they can go any further, they were interrupted by none other than Baron fucking Corbin, who was conspicuous by his absence on Raw this week. He tells Boogs that he needs to stop hanging out with Elias. He's a fucking loser. He himself has been going through a rough patch right now, but for the last couple of weeks, but he will get back on top. And he acknowledges that he once ran Raw, literally as the Constable Corbin, which was terrible, and I would rather not be reminded of those days. But anyway, Boogs challenges Corbin to a match to kind of teach him a lesson. Corbin's offended, but he accepts, so I guess we're getting Rick Boogs and Baron Corbin in the final Raw before WrestleMania. How exciting. They replay Impulsive TV from Raw last night with Logan Paul once again getting the better of Seth Rollins. Matt Camp says that Logan Paul is good at this, and Jackie agrees. And Matt Camp brings up, interestingly, that we have needed to see an angrier side of Seth Rollins, and we haven't exactly seen that yet, which is kind of fucking weird considering, as Camp mentioned, Logan Paul eliminated him from the Royal Rumble match back in January. He cost him the United States Championship at Elimination Chamber. He has beaten him up week after week now for weeks. Why wouldn't Rollins be angrier? He's coming out acting like a complete fucking buffoon. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. To close out the show, they replay the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns face-off promo segment, which was awesome. More great mic work from both guys. Matt Camp kind of plays into what Cody Rhodes mentioned during his promo, how he doesn't feel, not that Matt Camp is saying that Solo Sikoa isn't ready, but he plays off of what Cody says and mentioning that Cody had said himself that he didn't feel he was ready when he once latched himself onto the champion as a second-generation star, obviously referencing his days in Legacy from many years ago, and 15 years ago almost, which is fucking crazy. But anyway, Matt Camp actually outright mentions the Legacy here, which I thought was cool. And he also says that next week is a big game planning week for Roman Reigns. He needs to get everyone on the same page against Cody Rhodes' united front of himself, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. And they also plug the United States champion Austin Theory, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes for the bump on Wednesday. Decent stuff here from Raw Talk. Not the most exciting episode. When is it ever really exciting? But it was serviceable. Got the job done, hyping up WrestleMania. That's what it's all about right now. So thank you guys for checking out my review of the show. I appreciate it. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.